Hello. Hello, how's it going? We are finally here. It is the 11th of June and it is the World Test Championship final. We are 30 minutes away from the match start time. It's about to be the toss, I'm sure. The 11s are out. I'm not sure how people feel about the 11. Let me, hello, hi. I think for me, something that was a little bit of a surprise was the inclusion of Lungi Ngidi. Yeah, he just hasn't really played that much. Hi, hello. I guess let me ask this question. Can everybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Lungi Ngidi, I don't know, how do people feel about his inclusion? And so Shukri actually did go with Vian Mulder, which I think isn't really a surprise. I would have gone with Corbin Bosch, but I'm not too angry about Vian Mulder being picked, because what that means is a big wish for South Africa comes true with that, and that is that we will now have Tristan Stubbs at number 5 instead of number 3. So for me, that's quite a big thing, and it just makes the lower middle order, you know, Bedingham, Stubbs, Marco Jansen, it just makes that a lot more destructive and more powerful. And like an ABD, I feel like a lot of South Africans feel like the best position for Stubbs is number 5. Is there anybody supporting Australia? I'd like to know if there's anybody out there supporting Australia. It's about to be the toss now. It looks... okay, we've got one there, Bhavan Army. Who do you think are the players going to be for Australia that's going to stand up? Yeah, good question. I was literally just going to ask that. Pat Cummins or Hazelwood. I've seen a lot of people say that, yeah, Pat Cummins and Hazelwood is going to be the real problems for South Africa. I don't know, Mitchell Stark in finals. Are we all just forgetting how wonderful Mitchell Stark always is in a final? For me, Mitchell Stark is a big threat. Look, their whole, like the fact that a guy like Boland doesn't even make it into the side just tells you how rich the Australia's fast bowling talent and strength is. But I don't know, I have a feeling they should have picked Boland. You know, he's just been the guy, the go-to, the bowler that a lot of batters have been fearing. Oh, Temba won the toss, guys, 2 seconds. Yes, yes, yes. He's doing... Temba always wins the toss, guys. Temba won the toss. We are bowling first. I know a lot of people said that you should bat first, and a lot of people are talking about India, how they bowled first when they played in the final against Australia. It is Australia now, guys. I haven't even eaten this morning. I just think because both of these batting lineups, you look at South Africa, you look at Australia, okay, both really confident about their bowling, but it's the batting where you're kind of like, for South Africa, not a lot of experience there. So can you imagine the South African batters going out, having to bat first, overcast conditions? Some of them have never played at Lord's, so I think we made the right decision to bowl first, and now we're just going to have to bring it today. If you don't win, I will never... Please don't say that. Look, I think everything is happening the way that I wanted it to happen now. I'm happy that we're bowling first. And Australia as well, you know, Usman Khawaja, he had a good series in Sri Lanka, but not such a great series against India. Marnus Labuschagne, that's how you say his name in South Africa, Marnus Labuschagne, he's opening the batting. That's new. Steve Smith obviously is Steve Smith. You know, he's an incredible player. He's going to go down as one of the best ever. And then Cameron Green hasn't played cricket. You know, he's been injured. So I think it's going to be nervy to go out and bat first. Pat looks very relaxed, as he always does. The other reason that I did not want us to to bat first is because day 2, day 3, the pitch gets really flat. So I think batting second is going to be the best. Graham Smith actually also said before the toss here, Graham Smith also said, are we going to give ourselves the best chance if we bowl first? I feel your bowling lacks a bit of depth. Yeah. Look, Marco Jansen, Rabada. My only question, like I said before, is about Ngidi. I'm not sure about his fitness. I don't think in my years of watching cricket, I don't think I've ever seen him bowl 20 overs in an innings. And so when the pitch gets flatter, we're going to, and for example, what if Australia decides to attack Maharaj? So a big thing for South Africa is that, you know, he's very good with keeping his economy rate low, frustrating batters. But what if they attack him? Then I do agree with you. I do feel like maybe then the depth might be troublesome. But look, I think Ngidi with the new ball is going to be quite destructive. He could be. I just don't know about his third or fourth spell if it's going to come down to this, because Australia also bat quite deep. But we're going to have to see about that now. Like I said, also day 3, it seems as though it's going to be raining. Luckily, it's a 6-day test match. Yeah, I'm very sad that Patterson didn't make it in. For me, I would have liked him in instead of Ngidi, but it is what it is here now. Ngidi might be able to get some swing, good movement, and he is somebody that actually bowls quite well against Australia, not really in red ball. Also, his average in England is 44. Now, for a fast bowler, your average in England, 44. I mean, no. Where Patterson, 2 great seasons in the county comp, I think 2002, 2003, both over 50 wickets. What about Mulder? Yeah. Look, I prefer Bush. I'm a lot of people, in terms of, if people ask, what do you like more, bowling or batting? I'm always, those of you maybe who've known me for a while, I'm always very pro bowling. So I want to have as much threat in the attack as possible. So yeah, I mean, I would have gone for Bush, but I still think this is a good side. Look, Australia is not playing Boland. So for me, that's a big thing. Bavuma never scored an international 100. Okay. That's an interesting stat. Thank you, freaking awesome. I did not know that. Well, look, I think his average in England isn't that bad. I think he's got 500 runs. He's definitely made some good scores in England. It might be 500 runs, 8, 9 test matches, which I think is very decent. Look, we don't get to play in England very often. So for him to have those stats, I think it's pretty good. Nepal, what up? Nice. Hello. Green comes after good county practice. Yeah, look, I mean, Australia is not going to pick somebody who they don't believe in. So Cameron Green, again, very tall, like a Marco Jansen. It's amazing for me how you can look at their bowlers and you can be like, they've got the left armour in Stark. We've got the left armour in Jansen. Jansen's also really tall, like a Cameron Green is also really tall. People say they compare Rabada to Pat Cummins, but for me, I always thought Rabada is more like, a bit of a Josh Hazlewood. But I mean, each to his own. Which of their batsmen scares you the most? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. He doesn't always get the credit, but Alex Carey, I think, has just been. He's one of those guys, kind of a bit like David Bedingham for me as well, is that they can really up the ante. They can rotate the strike. And the only way that they usually get out is if they throw their wicket away. So obviously Travis Head, the guy also, he's such a brilliant player when it comes to the finals. Yeah, I agree with that, with Hoffman. How many nicknames has Hazelwood got now? What Hazel God? For me, he'll just be Hazelwood for the next few days. Hopefully we can bring Hazelwood back down to earth, because he must be on cloud 9 after that big win for RCB. Yes, a big match for Stubbs. Like I said before earlier on, if you missed it, I was not going to Molded wasn't in my first pick, but the one thing that does give South Africa Molded at 3, he's going to have to play that wall type of role. He's got a very good technique. He's very compact. His job is going to be to make the ball soft, so that guys like Stubbs at 5, Beddingham at 6, Verreynne at 7, Marco at 8, actually. So we bat quite deep as well, guys. I think Stubbs, his position is number 5. It was, in my opinion, ABD, was incredible at number 5. And I think Stubbs has the variety in his game to really, he can take the game away from the opposition. Aiden and Ryan, yeah. Hi, speaking Afrikaans. Hello. How's it? Yes. Yes, the reason I like Aiden and Ryan as a combo at the top is I think that they're not going to be the type of guys that's just going to stay there. For me, Mulder has to play that role of, stand there, take guard, also obviously make runs, but like I said, the wall role. Rickleton and Markram are both quite attacking, and Markram has an average of 60 against Australia. Even when I read that in the week, I was quite shocked about that, but I think it's also important to note that is obviously from a very, very long time ago. Aiden has had his struggles, but for me, he looked really good in the IPL. His cover drives, everything looked on point. I think the biggest thing about the IPL was the fact that he would have gotten a lot of confidence from that. And T20 cricket and Test cricket, you can't compare it. But the one thing that you can do is take confidence from the one format to the next format, because as a batter, you want to spend time at the middle. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, no, exactly. Like I said, this is very much, we can say that this is our ground. If you just look at some of the history that the Proteas have at Lords, and not just that, I didn't even realize this. Sorry for the Australians out there, but if there's going to be any people from England, I'm pretty sure they're going to be out there supporting South Africa, because let's not forget what happened at Lords, in the last Ashes series. I'm actually very excited to see what the crowd is going to be like, because we saw a completely different Lords. You think of, I think it was Usman Khawaja that was attacked like verbally when they walked through the long room. So it's going to be absolute drama and cinema. So for that, I'm happy that we're playing at Lords. Yes. Ja, ek is 'n bietjie nervous. I do agree that it's going to be difficult chasing, because we've seen what happens with South Africa in chasing. Although I'm hoping it doesn't get to something too nervy, and I'm hoping that we can get ahead of the game by bowling. I would prefer chasing than our young, experienced batters, who's obviously nervous as hell, having to come out and bat day one, Lords. Some of them have never played at Lords. I would rather have them be out on the field, get a feel of conditions, get a look at the pitch, and then bat second. Graham Smith also agreed, and Herschel Gibbs, I think, as well, said we should bowl. I also hope it's a good match. If the pitch plays like Lords did in the Ashes, it could very well go, 4 days, even 5, maybe. Day 3, it's going to rain, so thank God we have the extra day. It all depends how far this match goes. Like I said, day 3 is going to rain. So then what that tells us is it's just going to, some people even said the pitch is dry. I haven't even looked at the pitch now, but you always get a good wicket at Lords. No, bowl 100%. I agree with bowling. Get the Aussies in early, put Marnus and, like I said, Khawaja, put them in. Let's get through the top 3. Let's get Stephen Smith ahead. Let's get them in as early as possible. And day 2, day 3, guys, best time to bat. So I would like us to, the team who bats the majority of day 2 and day 3 should really have a good hold on this match. It looks, people are saying I have not actually seen the pitch. Does anybody have any info on the pitch? Please, everybody, you have to watch. It's going to be a big occasion. South Africa versus Australia is always such a vibe. Like, I promise you, the reason I started loving cricket was because I was this young and I was watching in December, I was watching Test cricket with my grandfather, and I woke up at like 4 a.m. just to see us take on the Aussies. Timber, yeah, I think people are nervous. It's a bit. I'm going into the city after in lunch because I'm going to go watch it with a friend. So I'm hoping that I see some vibes, because when South Africa plays rugby, there's always a big vibe, and people are so involved. Yeah, I'm going to speak about Janssen now, but I don't always see that with the cricket. When I went to go and watch the World Cup final, it took me and my friend forever to find a pub or a restaurant to go and find the final, and then eventually we did. um yeah, yeah, it's usually a good, and Lords felt really flat the last time Australia played at Lords. Remember, I think it was day 3, they had to bowl bouncers for a whole day. And I'm going to be honest, I think Australia and South Africa, they're very, very similar styles of batting. They've got guys who sets up an innings, who takes their time. It's not really about scoring at crazy run rates. Obviously, you've got a Travis Head and an Alex Carey at the back for us, Stubbs, Beddingham, who can really up the ante. But for the majority, it's pretty much traditional conservative test match cricket. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of us. I feel like the makeup of our teams is actually quite similar. Um, the plan is to come to India next year, but I need to visit everywhere. I need to find some time to go to Australia, to England. We'll see. Look, it's the Duke's ball as well, so it should offer something. I'm just thinking to myself, who's gonna open the bowling? Because Ngidi is in now. My favorite is usually Rabada, Janssen. We really need to open the bowling with either Ngidi and Janssen, or Rabada and Janssen. I don't want two right arm bowlers to open. They need to let Janssen open. New ball, lot of bounce. I think he is going to be absolutely key for us, Janssen. This is a big moment for him. There's been questions about how he plays in knockouts, semi-finals, finals. Big match for him. Look, the Australian said he's potentially, he could be a world number one in this format. And I want to feel involved. Guys, please don't interrupt the match if you're going to be there. Hey, Ruchika, how's it going? How's it going? New Zealand bowled India in overcast conditions on 46. Yes, I know. Again, this is a final. I would not want to bat first, not with the experience. Yeah, it seems that everybody, I think Australia will be the favorites, but I think South Africa, that's kind of good for us. I don't think we want that kind of extra pressure, even though we know that a lot of people are supporting us. From playing, it's a good idea. Yeah, so funnily enough, people don't even know this, but I think Aiden Markram last year in Test cricket was either our number 1 or our number 2 top scorer. He's not really been making the centuries, but he's been making a lot of runs. You can't look past Rickleton's purple patch. He's been in the form of his life. Yeah, it's unfortunate for De Zorzi. I don't think it would have been the worst thing to have an extra left-handed batter in the side, but this is the side that they go for, and it just speaks volumes of the quality of cricket players that we have now, that we have to not pick some of the guys. Yeah, I am very upset about Patterson not being picked, because he's 35, 36 years old. He's never going to get this opportunity again. So let's hope that doesn't shoot us in the foot. I really think Patterson would have given us that extra bit of variety in our attack, because Rabada, why would people do that? Guys, if you see people making racist comments, please call it out. It's just, we are in 2025 now. Well, Rabada is going to bring it. I'm going to tell you this, though. Whatever people say about him, that usually brings out the best in him. The Aussies always chirp him, but he's got a fantastic record against Australia. I think 49 wickets in 10 matches. That is absolutely unbelievable. Guys, I'm going to have to go in 2-3 minutes. I can't miss my national anthems, but we can chat a little bit more. Similar kind of, yeah. The only thing is with ABD and with cricket in South Africa is that cricket just isn't such a big thing. It's the same like I've heard from some of the Australians. It's just not such a big, a highly followed sport like football in South Africa, rugby in Australia. They've got Aussie football rules, I think, and rugby as well. So those sports are much bigger than cricket. Can you believe it? And we still produce such great talent. Yeah, I'm excited. It's always my favorite thing. All right, guys, it's the national anthem. I'm going to try and do one of these videos again, a post-match video. Enjoy the game, and I will chat to all of you soon. Okay, go South Africa. All right, thank you, guys. Thank you for joining in. Let's go. Let's go, Proteas.